For 80 years, one nation has dominated the skies. American fighters have set the standard in technology, in tactics, in sheer numbers. But something is changing. In the last 5 years, one country has built more stealth fighters than the United States has in 20. Another is testing its most advanced jets in an actual war. The balance of air power is shifting. The question is, where does it stand right now? This is a breakdown of the 10 most capable fighter jets on Earth, ranked by combat record, production numbers, and the technology that defines modern air warfare. The Sukhoi Su-35 is the pinnacle of Russia's non-stealth fighter technology. The Superflanker represents 4 decades of refinement, from the original Su-27 airframe to something that approaches 5th-generation capability without the price tag. At its core are 2 Saturn AL-41F1S engines with 3-dimensional thrust vectoring. The nozzles move independently, allowing maneuvers that defy physics. The Pugachev's Cobra, the Kolbit, turns that would stall any conventional fighter. The Su-35 has seen extensive combat in Ukraine. Russian forces use it for air superiority and ground attack missions. But the war has also exposed its limitations. Ukrainian air defenses have shot down multiple Su-35s, including by friendly fire. It's capable, but it's not invulnerable. Top speed, Mach 2.25. Range, approximately 3,600 kilometers. Unit cost, around $65 million. Russia has exported Su-35s to China, Indonesia, and Egypt. Approximately 150 are in Russian service. The Gripen E is a fighter jet that shouldn't work on paper. It's a single-engine, lightweight aircraft from a country of 10 million people, competing against platforms backed by superpowers. And yet, it keeps winning export contracts. The secret is economics. The Gripen E costs approximately $85 million per unit, less than an F-35. Operating costs run around $4,000 per flight hour, compared to $36,000 for the F-35. For nations with limited defense budgets, those numbers matter. But it's not just cheap. The Gripen E carries the Raven ES-05 AESA radar, data link integration with NATO system, and can launch from improvised runways in under 10 minutes. Sweden designed it to fight outnumbered, to disperse, rearm quickly, and keep flying when larger air forces would be grounded. Brazil operates a full squadron. Thailand, South Africa, and Hungary have all purchased Gripens. The platform hasn't seen major combat, which limits its ranking here. But as a cost-effective force multiplier, it's among the best in the world. The Super Hornet is the backbone of American carrier aviation. It's not the fastest, not the stealthiest, not the most maneuverable. But it's been doing the job for over 2 decades. And the Block 3 upgrades have given it new life. Block 3 adds conformal fuel tanks for extended range, an advanced cockpit with a 10 by 19-inch touchscreen display, and enhanced networking capability. The APG-79 AESA radar can track and engage multiple targets simultaneously. It's a platform the Navy knows how to fight with. The EA-18G Growler variant deserves special mention. It's the Navy's primary electronic warfare aircraft, the jet that blinds enemy radar before strike packages arrive. In the recent Houthi campaign, Growlers have been essential to suppressing air defenses over Yemen. Over 600 Super Hornets are in service. Unit cost, approximately $70 million. The platform has combat experience across Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and now Yemen. It's not cutting edge, but it's proven. The Su-57 is Russia's answer to the F-22. It's also one of the most controversial aircraft flying today. Western analysts have called it everything from a genuine 5th-generation threat to, quote, a fraud. The truth is somewhere in between. The stealth question matters. The Su-57 has exposed rivets, protruding sensors, and engine nozzles that reflect radar waves. Multiple assessments suggest its radar cross-section significantly exceeds the F-22 or F-35. The Center for European Policy Analysis classified it as a 4.5 generation fighter with partial stealth features, not a true 5th-gen platform. But here's what the critics miss. The Su-57 is the only stealth fighter being tested in major war. In Ukraine, Russian forces have deployed Su-57s in multi-aircraft formations, conducting precision strikes with Kh-69 cruise missiles and providing cover with R-77M air-to-air missiles. As of late 2025, no confirmed Su-57 has been shot down in combat. The new Izdalia 177 engine, tested in December 2025, promises 18% more thrust and improved fuel efficiency. If it works as advertised, the Su-57 finally gets the power plant it was designed for. The problem is in numbers. Only 30 Su-57s are in Russian service. Production runs 4 to 8 aircraft per year. Algeria has ordered 14 for export. The Su-57 is real, it's combat tested, but it's not being built at scale. The Eurofighter Typhoon is what happens when 4 nations, Britain, Germany, Italy, and Spain, pool their aerospace engineering. The result is a fighter that's not stealthy, but outperforms almost everything else in a dogfight. The forward canards give the Typhoon exceptional agility at high angles of attack. In September 2025, engineers installed the ECRS Mark II radar, a processing system 200 times more powerful than its predecessor. The upgrade transforms target acquisition and electronic warfare capability. The Typhoon's signature weapon is the Meteor missile. Unlike conventional air-to-air missiles that coast after their rocket motor burns out, the Meteor has its own ramjet engine. It accelerates towards the target, adjusts course, and maintains energy over distances that seemed impossible a decade ago. Pilots call it the no-escape zone. 729 Typhoons have been ordered. The consortium is ramping production from 14 to 20 jets per year, potentially hitting 30. Turkey wants 40. Saudi Arabia is eyeing 60 more. It's the workhorse of European air defense. France builds its own fighters, always has. The Dassault Rafale is described as an omni-role aircraft, a term the French invented because multi-role didn't capture what it can do. Air superiority, ground attack, anti-ship strikes, reconnaissance, nuclear deterrence. One airframe, every mission. The Rafale has something most fighters on this list don't: a combat record. French Rafales flew strike missions in Libya in 2011, Mali in 2013, Iraq and Syria against ISIS, and continue operations today. That experience translates to refinement. The F-4 Standard, delivered in 2024, integrates GAN radar technology and improved sensor fusion. The Spectra electronic warfare suite is among the best in the world. It detects incoming threats, jams enemy radar, and can even deceive missiles. French pilots report a 95% availability rate, meaning when you need the jet, it's ready to fly. Export success tells the story. India ordered 36. Egypt has ordered over 50. The UAE signed for 80. Indonesia just confirmed a deal. When countries that could buy American choose French instead, that says something about the platform. Approximately 300 Rafales are in service. Unit cost? Around $85 million. It's not stealthy, but it's combat proven, highly available, and trusted by some of America's closest allies. The F-15 has a combat record that no other fighter can match. 104 air-to-air kills, 0 losses. In 50 years of service across multiple air forces, no F-15 has ever been shot down by an enemy aircraft. The F-15EX is the latest evolution of that legacy. The Eagle II is not a stealth fighter. Boeing didn't try to make it one. Instead, they built the most heavily armed fighter in the American inventory. The F-15EX can carry 22 air-to-air missiles simultaneously. That's more than triple what an F-35 carries internally. In a high-intensity conflict, magazine depth matters. If you're finding this breakdown useful, hit the like button. It helps more people find the channel. In testing, the F-15EX reached nearly Mach 3 with a clean configuration. That makes it the fastest fighter currently flying. The fly-by-wire controls are new. The EPA WSS electronic warfare suite is cutting edge, and the cockpit has been completely modernized. It's a 1970s airframe with 2020s technology. The Air Force plans to acquire 104 F-15EX aircraft. The strategy is high-low mix. F-15EXs operate alongside F-35s and F-22s, carrying the missile load while stealth fighters handle penetration. Unit cost? Approximately $88 million. It's not invisible, but when an F-15 shows up with 22 missiles and a 50-year undefeated record, it doesn't need to be. 300. That's the number of J-20 stealth fighters China has built as of late 2025. More than the entire American F-22 fleet, and they're building 120 more per year. The J-20 is China's first fifth-generation fighter, and its trajectory is remarkable. The prototype flew in 2011. By 2017, it had achieved initial operational capability. By 2023, China had more J-20s than America has F-22s. The production rate has tripled since 2020. The September 2025 Victory Day parade revealed the full family. The J-20A features upgraded avionics and the new WS-15 engine, which finally gives the platform true supercruise capability. The J-20S is even more significant. The world's first twin-seat stealth fighter designed to coordinate drone swarms and manage electronic warfare. Western analysts debate the J-20's stealth quality. Some assessments suggest it approaches F-35 levels from the front aspect. Others point to engine lifespan issues. Chinese turbofans may only last a quarter as long as Western equivalents. The truth is, nobody outside China knows for certain. The platform has never seen combat. What we do know: the JL-20 carries the PL-15 missile with an extended range exceeding 120 miles, outranging most American missiles. In May 2025, Pakistani forces claimed a PL-15 shot down an Indian fighter at nearly 200 kilometers. If that's true, that's the longest air-to-air kill in aviation history. Conservative estimates project 800 J-20s by 2030. Some analysts say 1,000. That would outnumber every American fifth-generation fighter combined. The J-20 ranks third because it has no combat record, but the numbers alone are reshaping the strategic calculus in the Pacific. 1,300 aircraft, 19 countries, more fifth-generation fighters than Russia and China have combined. The F-35 Lightning II is the most produced stealth fighter in history, and it's still ramping up. 3 variants serve different missions. The F-35A is the conventional takeoff version for air forces. The F-35B uses a lift fan for vertical landing, the only stealth fighter that can operate from amphibious assault ships. The F-35C has larger wings and reinforced landing gear for carrier operations. Same stealth, same sensors, different platforms. The F-35's real advantage isn't speed or maneuverability. It's information. 6 cameras provide 360 coverage. The pilot can look through any floor of the aircraft using the helmet-mounted display. The AN/APG-81 radar tracks multiple targets simultaneously, while the data fusion system synthesizes everything into a single picture. Pilots describe it as seeing the entire battlefield, not just what's in front of them. The combat record is growing. Israeli F-35s struck targets in Iran, Lebanon, and Gaza. In November 2024, U.S. Marine F-35Cs flew their first combat missions against Houthi targets in Yemen. By April 2025, F-35Cs were shooting down Houthi drones over the Red Sea. But the Yemen campaign also revealed something else. In April 2025, an F-35 had to evade Houthi surface-to-air missiles during a strike mission. The jet maneuvered successfully, but it got close enough to raise questions. If a non-state actor can target an F-35, what happens against a peer adversary with modern air defenses? Unit cost has dropped to approximately $82 million for the F-35A. Operating costs remain high, around $36,000 per flight hour. Lockheed Martin delivered 191 aircraft in 2024, a record. The F-35 is the quarterback of modern air warfare, connecting fighters, bombers, ships, and ground forces into a single network. That integration is why it ranks second. The F-22 Raptor has never shot down an enemy aircraft. It has never been tested in a peer-versus-peer engagement. Production ended in 2012. Only 187 were ever built. And yet, by almost every measure that matters, it remains the most capable fighter jet on Earth. The F-22 was designed for one mission: air superiority. Not strike, not reconnaissance, not ground support. Dominating the sky. Two Pratt & Whitney F-119 engines produce 70,000 pounds of thrust combined, with thrust vectoring nozzles that move independently. The power-to-weight ratio allows vertical acceleration like a rocket. Super cruise at Mach 1.8 without afterburners. Maximum speed, Mach 2.25. The stealth is unmatched. The F-22's radar cross-section is often compared to a marble. Shaping, radar-absorbent materials, and careful attention to every surface make it effectively invisible to most radar systems. The combination of stealth and supercruise means the Raptor can engage from angles and distances that adversaries can't counter. In late 2024, an F-22 achieved the longest-known AIM-120 AMRAAM kill shot from a fifth-generation fighter. The exact distance is classified, but Raytheon described it as demonstrating extended time-of-flight capability that significantly increases lethality. The missile maintained guidance and data link connectivity at ranges that push the envelope of air-to-air combat. In October 2025, an F-22 pilot controlled an MQ-20 Avenger stealth drone using a tablet interface during flight. One pilot, one fighter, one drone, working together. That's a preview of how air combat evolves. Manned platforms directing unmanned systems, extending reach without extending risk. The F-22 costs over $140 million per unit. The Air Force has pushed to keep them flying until sixth-generation fighters arrive in the early 2030s. They've surpassed 500,000 flight hours across the fleet. 187 jets. Zero compromises on performance. The F-22 Raptor isn't just the best fighter jet in the world. It's the standard everything else is measured against. Two aircraft deserve mention that didn't make the ranking because they're too new to evaluate fully. South Korea's KF-21 Boramae achieved initial operational capability in 2025. It's a 4.5-generation fighter bridging toward 5th gen, with modular avionics and stealth features that will improve in future variants. The Philippines has already requested delivery. China's J-35A is even more significant. It's Beijing's carrier-capable stealth fighter designed to operate from the latest Chinese supercarriers. The September 2025 parade showed it flying alongside J-20 variants, part of what analysts describe as the most comprehensive fifth-generation air combat system outside the United States. Both aircraft could be on future lists. For now, they're ones to watch. 10 aircraft, 5 nations, A balance of power that's shifting faster than at any point since the jet age began. The United States still leads, 2 of the top 3, the most combat experience, the largest network of allies flying compatible systems. But China is building stealth fighters at rates the Pentagon can't match. Russia is testing its designs in actual combat, and Europe is investing in platforms that don't depend on American approval. The rankings will change. New aircraft are coming. 6th-generation programs are in development. But right now, in 2026, this is where the world's fighter jets stand. If you want more coverage of military technology and operations, subscribe to Military Briefing.